Hey everyone, Francis here from What a Hell of a Way to Die. If you've been wondering how you can support myself and Nate here on the show, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/hellofaWayToDie. Joining the Patreon at any level gets you access to our Discord server, one bonus episode a month, and early access to interviews. At the $5 level, you'll get more bonus content and an opportunity to vote on monthly Zoo Crew episodes. And at the $10 and up level, you'll get exclusive stickers, patches, and pins sent out to you every quarter. Your support means that we can keep our regular episodes free and make sure we don't have to rely on advertisers. If you can, please consider joining and supporting your two favorite veteran dads.
And then of course there was like all the shit that they didn't let do it because like the kids were into it, so that became the X Games. But those have slowly been like subsumed into the actual Olympics. I feel
like skateboarding and everything, and now the Olympic people can be as baffled as all of like the X Games fans were of having like a 13-year-old absolutely dust motherfuckers on a skateboard.
Well, the World Games does have a lot of what I would consider X Games kind of sports. There's a lot of paragliding events that happen in this one. So there are definitely those elements of what's the dumbest fucking thing that we can come up with and figure out a way to get people to compete at them. Like, how do we get people to parachuting? We can parachute and I pull the parachute and I land. But what if you did tricks in the air? Which, I feel like every time you watch like X Games or something and they're doing people jumping out, they have something like that. So
it's kind of like figure skating. It's eye fucked by a group of judges, which makes me laugh at the idea of like these people are jumping out of planes and the judges have to jump out immediately behind them so they could watch.
Well, I think there's just a cameraman that
it's a
follows
cop-out.
you.
It's a fucking cop-out. You got to put the judges right along with that. That means there never needs to be any judges like ringside or whatever because they can eye fuck it through cameras just like we do. No, jump out of a plane. You have to go right alongside.
Yeah, two airplanes. You've got one for the competitor and one for all of the judges. And then, I think the problem is that what you're going to run into is somebody's going to try to pull out the 9 while they're falling to hold it up. And then all your placards are going to flying up in the air. You're like, shit, 2? That's all I have left? Sorry?
Yeah, you get a 2 by default.
and the grand tradition of the way that I feel like a lot of aerial demonstrations go, the real pitfall there is when both planes crash into one another. Because
I think you get an automatic 10.
Yeah, you and your 4-man team went down on fire. Actually, we've never seen that before. So
it's the only honorable way for a skydiver to go out. Like being a dragon rider in Game of Thrones, you have to go down in a plane crash.
Yeah, who knew that? Yeah, I mean, we all knew that there were risks in bringing up divine wind as a sport, but
I do like the idea. So one of the problems I have,
no, not in New York, no.
There's some things in the World Games that absolutely should be in the Olympics. Like tug of war should be in the Olympics. It used to be in the Olympics. They took it away. That 100% needs to be on there.
It was good enough for Squid Games. It should be good enough.
Tug of war
for
is also one of those things that I like in watching movies and TV, and particularly older movies and TV. I thought like opportunities to do tug of war would come up a lot more commonly in my adult life. Like
I have to say, tug of war and stop, drop, and roll. I thought I was going to use those two things a lot more than I have in my life.
Yeah,
because I had to do them a lot in school. I thought I was going to be set on fire like every 15 minutes. And this is an important thing that I needed to know. I've never used it.
Okay, first off, you're not even 40 years old, so you have plenty of time to be caught on fire.
We'll see about that. I mean, why do you think I walk around everywhere covered in accelerant?
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we got a new live show intro for you.
Exactly.
Just hoping for somebody to flick a lit roach at you and catch on fire. Like, finally, I could stop, drop, and roll.
Why does Joe keep jumping in front of everyone throwing a cigarette on the ground?
To be fair, the Napoleon costume I wore on stage at our live show in The Hague was like completely. It was so flammable.
It was one of those ones that it catches fire and just immediately melds with your skin forever.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's go through some of the other things. You mentioned tug of war, but there's a lot of really interesting sports. There's gymnastics, of course, but not
they have
just
to be kind of weird, right?
They do. So we have
full contact,
acrobatic, and aerobic gymnastics. So acrobatic, you have to do, which you'd think is regular gymnastics, but these are team sports at this point. So acrobatic gymnastics is you and a buddy, or you and and 3 of your buddies doing it's kind of like cheerleader poses.
I was going to say cheerleading
all,
sort of shit, right? Like
right. It kind of
my buddies
goes
do that
along
all the
with same
time.
thing. Yeah, this is if ever all four of us, you guys, me and Nate get together, this is what we have to do: is form ourselves into a podcast pyramid of some kind.
All of our knees would explode.
Yeah, everybody, nobody has the coordination to be the top man, and nobody has the knees to be the bottom man. So we're just all going to die. That's fine.
Okay. The most important part about being on the bottom is enthusiasm.
All right, so
you need a lot of power on the bottom, truly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really, you just have to be able to endure when you're on the bottom. So acrobatic and aerobic gymnastics. So aerobic gymnastics is an interesting one because the only real videos and demonstrations I've been able to find are the 1988 Crystal Light Dancers, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. It is a lot of people in leotards doing coordinated aerobic exercises to music. It is phenomenal to watch because it's made in the 80s and everybody is wearing those like 80s like spandex. So it's like
it's like the thing with Jamie Lee Curtis and like John Travolta where they're like
kind of like that
clip. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like if jazzercise was a sport.
Yeah. If you could do competitive Zumba, that's what we're doing here. Now, I do want to talk, though. I think one of my favorite ones is the air sports. So not just flinging yourself out of an airplane, although there is freestyle falling out of an airplane. There's four-man team.
All falling out of an airplane kind of freestyle?
I feel, for me, my freestyle would be screaming the entire time and then dying quickly at the end.
That's a style.
Right.
I mean, they tell you to keep screaming because that way the air doesn't go into your lungs too much.
Doesn't get forced up into there.
Yeah.
But these are people who doing like splits while falling, like just doing all kinds of spins and stuff. But when you have four people jumping, you have to do like the videos that you see of them, or them all just like kind of like pushing each other and then being in different like. We're in a 4-person star, and then let's spin each other. We're in a different 4-person star. Now let's spin each other again. We're now in yes, that's right, a third different 4-person star.
Yeah, but I mean, synchronized swimming exists. This is way cooler than that.
What isn't also this basically what like all the military jump teams do? Like, isn't this like
pretty
like
much?
I forget what there's like the red somethings. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the red. Yeah. There's the golden.
I feel like
there's
it's the Golden Knights.
Yeah, there's the Golden Knights, but like the Golden Knights are Army, and they're another branch
also
has a different
NHL team.
Or maybe it's like the British one is like the Red Sparrows or the Red. I don't know. To somebody,
smears.
Not me, because I don't actually care enough to even Google it right at this moment.
No,
but
So
if we were meant to jump out of planes, we'd been bored with parachutes attached to us by like vestigial pieces of skin.
Yeah,
it's not meant to do it.
I'm sorry, Airborne. You're completely useless. Your knees hurt for no reason now.
That's unfair. Airborne units are a great way to take a whole bunch of soldiers and easily transport them into POW camps.
Jesus. All right, but not just flinging yourself out of airplanes with air sports, because we have paragliding as well. So you get yourself into a little, like a little canoe, basically, a little canoe you can sit up with, and you've got a gigantic parachute that's attached to it.
Is that the one with the fan attached to it too?
We're going to get there because there's two different kinds. There's powered and unpowered. So you've got your unpowered version, which somebody just kind of like hooks you up. Because like the bottom of these don't have wheels or anything. They're just kind of smooth on the bottom. And these aren't water sports things. So you've got the ones where they just kind of drag and then you get dragged up into the air and then you do your flippy shit. Sometimes you have like there's a pond of water and you have to skim your feet across it and then land in a very specific place. And then, yes, there is the one where you have a giant fan strapped to your back, which seems like not a great idea when you are when you have hey, this life-saving thing that's going to keep me from falling. I should put a big unprotected fan on my back too that will certainly not chew this up and then drop me 50 feet out of the air and break my neck.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I have a way to create the ultimate sport. Powered fans, right? With the people on little stupid parachutes. Make them joust.
It seems with the
once again, this is just mid-air collisions with extra steps.
Yes. Yeah.
It's already dangerous enough, but I do like, we need games where people die in them again. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual air jousting competition brought to you by Faces of Death.
Faces of
I
Death.
mean, honestly, you
and
could just
Red
do
Bull.
by Boeing at this point. Let's be honest.
Yeah.